Hi, as part of our work of representing the voice of business, I am delighted to welcome you to this, a new video series entitled Talking Thames Valley. We've invited respected journalist Andrew Peach to have conversations with a selection of our members who represent industries across the wider region and businesses large and small. They're going to share their stories of the challenges and opportunities that they and their clients are facing. And also we're going to be using it as part of our wider campaign to ensure that in an election year that the Thames Valley business community is recognised for its contribution to the wider challenges that the UK faces. Sit back and enjoy.
Okay, so just tell me who you are and about your organisation, and then we'll chat.
Okay, hi. So my name is Nancy Lalor and I work for an organisation called Learning to Work. And our role is about supporting young people to prepare for the world of work.
This is a very live issue in the Peach household at the moment because I've got a child just leaving school. Tell me, do you think the system works? Are we skilling up young people with the things that employers need them to have?
I think we're going in the right direction. I really think there's a long way to go. And I think by bridging that gap and making or keeping the communication closer between the two is imperative. It really is, because ultimately we're preparing young people as they go through school to be our employees of tomorrow. So it's vital that we link the curriculum, the school, the practices learnt in school very much, to the world of work and what's relevant.
Do you think we're coming out of a period where such a large number of young people go into higher education? Do you think we're going to end up removing that bit of the journey for many young people?
I think we're definitely exploring new options. Young people are exploring new options. I think apprenticeships they're finally getting the recognition I think that they deserve. There's still a long way to go again, but the opportunities to go down the apprenticeship path route they're increasing. And I think it's very much around making sure that young people are aware of this, making sure employers realise how easy it can be. And we need to make sure that we keep it easy. I think that is relevant and really key to this around the apprenticeship scheme. But I think it's also parents. Parents need to be educated. We need to support parents realise that the pathway has changed. Well, it's changed, it's developed. And realistically, I think there's a lot of people working now in senior management roles that have themselves started through the apprenticeship route. And if you've got that determination and that grit and that can-do attitude, you're going to travel all the way within an organisation. So I do think it's changing.
One thing, this is interesting because it's as I say, it's an experience we're going through right now. Apprenticeships are obviously brilliant, but it's a word that seems to me as a parent to be applied to very different things, from things that are almost higher education degrees to things which are, helping out in a local business without much else apart from the word apprenticeship being applied to it, and everything in between those things. So would it be better if there was like a UCAS for apprenticeships, a system through which apprenticeships were managed and defined?
Possibly. I think they need to be valued a little bit more because they have been around for so long. I think people's understanding or what they believe an apprenticeship to be is very much has evolved and changed massively over the years. And that experience the young person gains is fantastic. It really is. It's that on the job training, isn't it? And I think people link it far more to I suppose sort of technical roles, more hands-on roles, but that's not necessarily the situation now at all. It really has evolved, and you say you can go all the way. You're gaining different qualifications that are equivalent to a degree. It's just a different pathway going through. And you're gaining so much more, actually. You're gaining more of the attributes of employment and the sort of skills employers are looking for.
And another thing I think is really interesting is, if you were decades and decades ago, people started to think about what employment role they might have from, I don't know, the age of 14, 15. People used to leave school at those kind of ages, hadn't they? And that's got later and later and later. It'd be good, I think, to get back into schools and to start firing up the minds of young people about employment and what skills they might want to evolve to be ready for employment at a bit earlier a stage, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. And there's far more going on. There are, we are working through Learning to Work and some of our partners, sort of Heathrow and Seagrow. We're working with primary school students, and it's very much around skills for the workplace, an understanding of the sort of roles, the stereotyping. It's breaking down barriers. And the earlier you start talking about a job and the world of work, the earlier it's going to become normal. It's going to be part of everyday conversation. So we're already, or employers are already going into primary schools, but again, we need so much more of that.
And are employers up for it? I mean, do you find employers want to engage with educational establishments, with schools, with primary schools even? Do they want to get in there and start interacting?
Yeah, I think employers are looking to do more. I think sometimes they're not quite sure how to do it, what it could look like. And that's what we're trying to do with Learning to Work, and not what we're trying. This is what we're achieving with Learning to Work, is we're supporting both sides. We understand what schools have got to deliver, how the curriculum's working, and how a school is measured, very much around how they prepare young people. But from a work point of view, we're working with employers all the time. The world of work has changed. It's evolving. Skills have changed. No longer do we have a job for life. So it's around some of the expectations, the entry-level requirements around that. So I think employers are keen to get involved, not just as they're part of their CSR, I think far beyond that. And it's a win-win. If you can interact with your potential talent pool of tomorrow and start embedding some of the skills and qualities that you're looking for, already you're bringing your sector to life. You're talking about your organisation. So
Yeah.
I think, no, they are keen to get involved, but sometimes don't know quite how to do it.
Sure. And something else that's come out of these conversations for the Thames Valley Chamber website is the evolving, is expectations the right word, of young people leaving education, going into the world of work, as to what that's going to be like. Now, you talked about no job for life anymore. What other Assembly members have said is the expectations of work-life balance are different now for young people going into the workplace than they would have been in the past. And who's to say that's wrong? But it's definitely different, and employers have got to adapt to that.
Yes, I think employers have got to adapt. And I think if they want the best from their employees, they will. Anyway, I think they're doing it. I think if you look at some of these top organisations that are recognised for the best places to work and everything else, they're encouraging people to be themselves at work, to be their authentic self when they're working with them. They want to make sure, if you've got, yourself, you've got a happy team, happy employer. So I think it's about finding the right fit for ourselves. And I think, yes, there are expectations of young people going into the world of work. There's expectations of everybody, but it's also, there's expectations the other side. And we have to meet everyone, halfway. It has to be an organisation that you believe in, that you've got faith in. But again, you've got to give, I think it has to be a win-win.
Yeah, that's interesting though. So, I mean, your take on this will be so much more evolved than most people who are watching us talking, because it's the thing that you focus on all the time. Can you put into words how you think expectations around work-life balance have changed over time, from people, I'm 51, people of my age, to people who are coming to the workplace now?
Yeah, I think work-based has definitely changed. I think something we talk about all the time, well-being is really important. I think people are going on burnout. There is so much talk about expectations of employers on their staff. Whereas I think if you're listening to your staff and you're offering the flexibility, you're offering conversations around well-being, which are vitally important. I think we all bring something different to the table, but we're all unique in our own way. And it's making sure that we meet the needs of everybody. I think it's but young people going into the workplace, they have no expectations. And I know I don't want to talk about COVID too much, but that had a massive impact on everybody. But for young people, all the interactions they would have had with employers, all of the sessions they would have participated in to hear more about the world of work, to understand more about the skills that are required, expectations, they didn't happen. And if they did, they were happening virtually, and delivering something online is not the same, I believe, as delivering it in person and having that interaction with somebody. So we've got a bigger gap now, I think, And I just feel we've got to give confidence in young people that they're going to be okay. They're going to get time to develop and understand and to learn. And maybe that is the situation, but I think the conversation has got a little bit distorted. And, you know, and qualifications are key. They really are key, but you need more. You need more than your qualifications. And that's the chunk, I think, that has been left out of the learning for young people over a number of years. So when we're talking about the young 20s and they're in work and they're more likely to be the ones off sick or everything else, give some thought for what they didn't receive in that journey to get to where they are now. So I think, you know, we need to build up the resilience, flexible mindset. We want the agile mind. You know, there's so much we're needing that wasn't taught in school and they missed out on. And I just feel it's, yeah, expectations work both ways, but communication is key. If we're explaining all of this and the conversations are open and honest, then we'll all find our right seat on the bus. That's what I think it's about. Sometimes we enter a company, enter an organization, but the organizations that are going to get the right people will be the ones that listen to their staff as well and make sure they've got that match. You might join in one role, but you might move into another. And I think that flexibility is around a lot more than it was.
The right seat on the bus is a lovely phrase, which I'm writing down and I'm going to start using. Thank you very much. It's really good chatting. Thank you very much, Nancy.
Okay, thanks for your time. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.